Hi, this is day 4 of a 5-day fast, and I want to discuss with you guys and tell you what my experience is on day 4. Just before we start, like always, I want to tell you that this is not medical advice. The things that I say in here, please go and look it up yourself. To those of you that are medically qualified, I try and explain this really easy and just throw in a few names so that people can go and read up about it themselves. So I don't go into depth into things. Before you tackle a fast, please, if you are sick or if you on chronic medications or anything, it's always just good to go and see a doctor and tell them what you want to do so they can check you out. Um, and don't tackle too long fasts. Start out easy. Start out with intermittent fasting, maybe a 3-day fast, and then 5 days, and then later on you can go further. I am thinking of maybe extending this 5-day fast into a 7. I will see how I feel tomorrow and what's going on with my body. I understand it because I've done this before. But also mentally prepare yourself. If you prepare for a 5-day fast, go for that and stop. I know how to mentally change my mind from a 5-day to a 7-day fast. So yeah, please be safe and be healthy before you tackle anything like this. So today I want to talk a little bit about a few things that happen. So in day 2, you might get a little bit hungry. Day 3, hunger is gone. You're just not hungry. And day 4, today especially, it's crazy because you're just not hungry. You don't want to eat. And this is because the body is eating. If you checked out the previous videos, you can go and have a look there. I discuss what happens there with autophagy and how the body just starts eating all the crap inside that's there that's not supposed to be there, and how it eats all the fat. During this time, you might be going through a little bit of stress, which releases cortisol in the body, which creates a little bit of sugar. And this might, make you feel weird. So I do recommend that people, if you are not vegan, that you use some bone broth. You can go and look up how to make bone broth. Drink some bone broth so that you can have some amino acids. The body releases genes. Genes are triggered, during this time. Your genes for longevity and protection is triggered. And you need some antioxidants. So in this time, there's a lot of foods that you can get antioxidants from. But now when you're in a fast, you don't eat. So the body can make its own antioxidants. And this will help you a lot throughout your fast. So like I said before, when you want to go into a fast, prepare before. Make sure you stock up in your body on a lot of these things. Amino acids, antioxidants, vitamin B especially. Vitamin D is important while you're on your fast. Get a lot of sun. That's why I sit here every day. Like I'm sitting late afternoon, I sit in the sun here for about an hour, and then I watch the sunset. Like you can see over there, I've been watching the sunset the whole afternoon. So also what happens is in the body there's microbes, and your microbes become more diverse, just like microbes in soil. When it's winter, when it's drought, they become really, really robust, and they eventually become very strong. The microbes in your body does exactly the same. And also something that can happen is your hormone system becomes more sensitive, all the hormones in your body. And especially during this time, the genes that trigger or the genes for sexual hormones, and I'm going to try and get the best way to say this. I'm not, obviously not female, but so basically the urge for sex will go away. It will quickly come back as soon as you start eating. But you ladies, if you watch this, your menstrual cycles might go away until you start eating again, and then it'll come back. So fasting is also a good way to try and shift your menstrual cycle. But this is something that you have to discuss with a doctor. So don't worry, it'll all be back. It's just because the body switches off things. You know, the body sees, okay, there's no food and there's no this. So it starts switching off systems. It's just like, okay, maybe we shouldn't reproduce at this stage because there's no food. So it's a natural thing that happens inside the body. Also, what can happen is your thyroid, the hormones from the thyroid can go a little bit lower um, while you fast, and this will pick up back to normal as soon as you start eating again. So, day 4, I'm not hungry at all. I do use a lot of liquids, and I just feel great. Today, my body is in super mode in autophagy, burning all the stuff that I don't need. I can actually feel around, especially around I've got a little bit of belly fat, and I can really feel it, see it, and I've actually lost about 2 kgs in just 4 days. This is because of the water retention that was there, because of the glucose that you lose in the first day. But I feel great, and I know what this does for me. You know, I've done this a couple of times before, and I really recommend to people to try fasting. You know, like I said in the previous videos, we clean out our thoughts sometimes, and we sit with ourselves, and we do a lot of inner work, but we forget to make sure that the body that carries this mind and this soul is healthy. And it's really important because the body releases a lot of hormones and a lot of it's a chemical factory. It's the most intense chemical factory that you can ever have. And a lot of times we don't know what's going on in there. And releasing some of these stress hormones and some of these feel-good hormones, and, you know, like dopamine and serotonin, this creates imbalances in our body. And that plays around with our thought process and our emotions. So we have to make sure that we keep everything in balance. We tend to forget because we always look from the inside out, and we think that reality out there is from inside here, when in fact reality should be, you should project yourself out of yourself and see yourself as well in this whole scheme of things. But we think that everything is out there where it's not, and we also sometimes, in the same sense, think that this whole world that we see out there is actually inside here, where it is also not. We interact with this world, and we are a part of this world and this system, like the little cells in the body is part of the whole body. And we interact with this world in such a way. Whereas we should actually understand that we are part of every single thing out there. I am you, you are me. Your emotions is mine, my emotions is yours. All of this is in the collective. And when we better ourselves and we live healthier and we stay in balance, and then we project that out to everyone around us. So I want to tell you guys to have a great weekend. I'm going to have a very easy weekend. Just be around here in nature, just take in more sunlight. Tomorrow's day 5. Tomorrow I'll decide if I extend this to Monday, to day 7, because there's a few extra things that happen then. But I'll see how I feel tomorrow, and then I'll make that decision, and then I'll tell you guys in the video tomorrow. I hope that everybody has a fabulous weekend and that you had a good week, and take some time this weekend to just slow down. Just see yourself, see everyone around you. Just think a little bit about your body and your health, and enjoy whatever you're going to do this weekend with friends, with family, with a partner. Have a great, fabulous weekend. I love you all. Namaste.